Today is Thursday, January the 30th, and frankly, we're starting to see a recurring theme here of volume being very convincing and sharp turnarounds in market sentiment. This morning, everybody thought the market was going to crash because of the fears of the coronavirus. Then the WHO comes out and makes a statement around, I think it was just after lunch or 1 o'clock, that it's a global issue. What does the market do? Completely ignores that and zooms up. Was it leaked news about the Amazon earnings? I don't know. But certainly there were some good earnings this morning from a lot of the Dow. Boeing was a surprise for one. Advancers in the global world that FinViz looks at was pretty much flat, with decliners leading advancers. However, if we look at just the New York Stock Exchange, which McClellan looks at, we had 3,019 issues traded, just 4 more than last week and 9 more issues than a week ago. But advancers here led decliners, but not by very much. And advancing volume was better than declining volume. We should keep an eye on this total volume as well. We got 878,000. So that's just about 900,000. That's less volume than a week ago, but more than yesterday. This is a really good page to look at. So what's happening? Can we get a refresh here? We're going to see the 30th. Yes, we are. But we didn't move because the advancers led decliners by such a small amount. We've now spent 3 days stuck in this area here. And we did it back here as well in November, where we spent all of this except 1 day churning around in between these two areas. So the S&P finished up 10 points, but was stopped by the 8 EMA. It's getting closer to the cloud, folks, and it's going to happen. And are we going to find support at the cloud? To me, that's a watershed event. That's something that we've been waiting for since October and hasn't happened. It's just gotten worse. Now it's starting to get better. Apple down 64 cents, but again finishing at this 200% line. I mentioned to somebody who asked me a question, said, do you think Apple's going to go down? I said, no, I didn't think it was going to go down, and I haven't changed my positions, but I'm well hedged because I've got short calls that are in the money. So Apple would have to come down to 315 or 310 before I would lose my stock, and I pushed those out to make sure that I didn't lose the dividend of 77 cents that gets paid on February the 14th, and also because I think that this is going to churn. And like the S&P, I think Apple has to come down and have a meeting with the cloud and just have some confirmation that history is there to give it support. The cloud is staying relatively even distribution, even thickness. There's no thin parts like this that we can see. We've just got to keep an eye on the distance between the Senku span A and the Senku span B. If those start to narrow, then that will be an area of attraction for price to come down to the cloud. So I am well protected with Apple because I think that it's run up nicely, but I don't think there's any more news coming until they have another products release. And that could be in early March with a smaller iPhone and a tag unit, something like the Tiles, personal tagging unit. Amazon after hours, look at that. So my confidence in Amazon was rewarded. However, I didn't go full out, and maybe that's why, I've got people that consistently listen to me, listen to the videos, not listen to me, but listen to the videos, because I'm really, really conservative. I don't like to lose money. I like to make money safe and slowly. I certainly prefer the safe and slow to the risk. I've done the risk in my 15 years of trading, and it has cost me dearly. Now that I'm back to where I want to be, it's not going to happen to me again. I am going to be very cautious. Having said that, I'm now at about 30% cash, but I've been spending on AT&T. So today I bought 400 shares of AT&T. To me, that's a safe play. I bought them at 37 because we've had to recover from earnings, and we've had that bounce pretty much off the 200. We had the Chiku span. We said yesterday we were going to look at the Chiku span, which got cloud support to give us a bounce, and that's exactly what it did. But not before price went down to catch some of the buyers that were hanging just above the 200 EMA. So now I'm happy with my purchase. I now have 1,900 shares of AT&T, and I've purchased 500 shares of Apple by converting some of my 310 calls and 300 calls into shares. 315 calls and 310 calls I converted into shares. Again, because I wanted the dividend, but I'm covered with short calls. So I'm still cautious, even though I have less than 30% cash. I'm in safe investments, and I'm covered with short calls up the wazoo. And one of them that's covered is Caterpillar, who have reported earnings tomorrow. Did we go down and test today? We actually went down with the Chiku span as far as the 200 SMA. Let me try to grab that. There we go. And we found support with the Chiku span and the 200 SMA, which was also the bottom of the cloud. That's right there. That's pretty significant. But it doesn't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow morning. So around 8 o'clock, 8:30, Caterpillar's going to release earnings. And I am in a position to gain tremendously if the stock goes down, because my short calls should buffer the whole $5 move that's expected of Caterpillar. Caterpillar's anticipated move tomorrow, according to the market makers, is plus or minus $4.88. And my short calls still have about $5.50 left in them, so I'm going to be covered. Of course, if it goes up, I'm fine with that too. Home Depot, not much of a change. Tesla up $63. Look at that. That was yesterday's earnings. Just congratulations to anybody who took the risk. When we first started looking at it around 503, my cautious nature looked at the analysts on tip ranks, which were all neutral on the stock and not very bearish on the quarterly earnings. Well, they were wrong. If you bought in here, you were right. Congratulations. Whirlpool down $1.31. Remember yesterday I said that we had this, and look at the volume, that was a little high. Said that this wedge had formed. One hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, now 4 hits. Keep an eye on that. WDC, wow, up $5. What a great stock this is turning out to be. What else have we got to say? Shopify. Remember yesterday I bought a couple of 3 contracts in Shopify. I'm really liking this. On an update tomorrow, I'm going to buy more Shopify call spreads. I have the 490 and the 500. The stock is trading right now at 484. The 490 and the 500 still look good to me. I have the, what month do I have? I have the March 490 500s. I might even take a look at the February 490 500s tomorrow. If I do anything, I will tweet it out. Thank you very much for your consistent listening. I really appreciate it. And it's really thanks to you that I've been doing these videos. And thanks to doing those videos, I've become a better trader, and it makes me think about what I'm going to do tomorrow.